Python's dominance in MLOps, data science, or building backend APIs makes it a natural fit for a lot of projects internally within the teams. Hi everyone, my name is Shan, and in this video, we picked up an open source Python project built on Django, single project. However, we picked up 4 different AI tools and gave them the same prompt to make a change in the UI. It's a pretty simple application with a flavor of HTML. We gave the same command. One of them choked, one of them rocked, one of them could not even understand the project, and one of them stood out. I'm going to showcase in this video, we're going to pick up 4 of these AI generation tools for Python, compare them one by one, and figure out at the end of the video which one you should choose for your Python-based project. I'll see you in the demo. Thank you. All right, the first one in the list is Cursor. Now, Cursor is an AI-powered IDE, just like Visual Studio Code or IntelliJ. What I've done is I've already cloned the repo, okay? Now, this is an open source Python repo built on Django. You need to do a couple of things before you get started for all of the tools, all of the 4 tools I'm going to mention. The first thing is activate the environment. Make sure you have Python 3.12 version. Migrate the DB, activate the source, and then run the server. I've already done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say python manage.py run server. Once I've run the server, you can see pretty simple UI. What I want is I want to go to sponsor, and we've got a lot of sponsors over here. Okay. I want to build a feature which can get the details of all the sponsor and probably give us a pictorial view. So in order to do that, all right, so I've already got the prompt with me. So here's the prompt. Help me implement a feature that display the number of sponsors in the sponsor page, which is this one. Okay, they should be grouped together as sponsored type. Also compare them to a graph. Don't just edit the HTML view, map out the sponsor from the Python file. Remember, this video is all about generating Python code and make it a clean UI. I've already set the context to the website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and that's really it. It is going to start indexing the code base for the first time if you just clone the repo. All right, so it has given us a robust plan what it's going to do. So it's going to create the data structure for sponsors first. All right, the step 1 is created. It's already created a sponsors.python file, added, mapped the sponsors, all the sponsors with the correct URL. I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to ask it, yes, please go ahead with both the steps. All right, looks like both the other steps are added as well. It has created the context processor Python file as well, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to hit on refresh. Right, looks like it has gotten into error. So let's ask Cursor to fix it. Looks like we have an error. Can you read and fix it, please? So hopefully it can start getting the context from here on the left hand side from the terminal and start at least fixing the error on its own. It asked for the errors as well, so I'm going to paste it and give Cursor the error as well. So it suggested some fix. I'm going to ask it to go ahead and make the changes. All right, looks like it has fixed it. Let's go back and refresh. Looks fine. And if you see over here, it has created the overview. It has given us all the different levels as well, diamond, gold, silver, bronze, and given the numbers as well. That's it from Cursor. It was live, hence we ran into a bunch of errors as well. And that's the beauty of these videos. Next one in the list is Qodo. And in this one, what we're going to do is give the same prompt, ask it to make a clean UI. Let's see how it works. So I go to the terminal. I've already got the project cloned. I have set the environment as well. All I need to do is Python manage and run the server. Once it's up and running, we should be able to see same UI, but no changes in the sponsor. And that's what we're going to ask now. On another terminal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Qodo hyphen chat, and it's going to fire up the terminal, and it is built on MCP architecture, so a lot of context awareness as well. I'm going to give the same command which I gave it to cursor as well. So I'm going to say, help me implement a feature that displays the number of sponsors in the sponsor page. It should be grouped together, also compare on a graph. Don't just edit the HTML file and map out the sponsors from the Python file. Hit enter and it will start processing my request. Okay, so it's already given me some sort of probe already. I'll help you implement a feature, display sponsors group by type with a graph comparison as well. It is kind of trying to interact with me as well, saying I can see a Django website project. Let me take a look at sponsor related files as well. So pretty interactive as you compare it with cursor as well. All right, looks like it has made the changes. So it has made the changes inside the data folder, created a sponsors.py and made the relevant changes with mapping and everything. I'm going to say approve all. So hit on YOLO. All right, if you look at over here, it has given me the changes as well. And if you keep scrolling up, you will see that Qodo has checked also internally if things are working fine. Looks like it found an issue, it spotted the issue, and then it also fixed it because there was a PMA view class exception error in the template name. So it kind of edited the file and fixed the issue on its own. Let's go back to the server again and go to the sponsor, and bingo, you have got a beautifully graph created. Remember, we are doing it live, so I use the same prompt, give the same prompt to cursor. You could see the difference when it how's it kind of working with Qodo. So it has got the statistics, got 59 sponsors, 21 gold. On the right hand side has given a graph as well. And on the hover, it kind of tells you how many sponsors. So pretty clean UI. I'm pretty happy with how Qodo has reacted on the same prompt given to cursor as well. So go ahead and give it a try and let me know if it works same for you as well. Thank you. All right, next one in the list is GitHub Copilot from GitHub. So obviously, if you've been using GitHub, you are familiar that it comes with Copilot as well. Not only it gives auto completion, it gives you the chat interface just like Cursor as well. So I've already integrated it, installed the plugin on my code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. I've got the server up and running. And if you go back to the server and if you go to the sponsor, you'll see that there's no graph, nothing, no changes at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the GitHub Copilot. I've already set the code base as the context. I'm going to use the same prompt as we've used for all previous tools as well. So I'm going to say, help me implement a feature that displays the number of sponsors. They should be able to do this and pretty much the same information. Hit enter and it's going to start getting the code base context, pretty similar stuff. By the way, out of all, I figured out that GitHub Copilot takes the maximum amount of time. While Cursor ran into a bunch of errors, it took almost 5-7 minutes. Qodo took almost similar 5-7 minutes, but the UI was way beautiful. Let's see how much time does GitHub Copilot. My anticipation is it's going to take more than 10 minutes, but let's take a look how kind of it behaves. All right, if you look at over here, it has already generated the code base for us, created a bunch of functions. What it does, what has done is it has created a sites.py file, index file as well, CSS file as well. I'm going to hit on accept. I'm going to say done. I'm going to go back to the URL again. Go to the sponsors. Looks like it hasn't made the changes yet. Did you make the changes as asked? So if you look at over here, it's trying to apply the changes. I'm going to accept. It has made. I'm going to accept it again. And then I think that's the beauty. What's happening over here? It's real time code generation happening, and we are seeing real time whether it's able to apply those changes or not. Looks like it has still not made the change yet. Unfortunately, since this is a live one, I'm not gonna spend any more time on this one. I'm gonna move on to the next one, which is Cline. All right, next one in the list is Cline. Now, Cline is an open source tool where you can kind of hook up with OpenAI or Anthropic, Claude, Amazon Bedrock, or whatnot. So I've used OpenAI. I've got the API key, so which means you're going to have a paid subscription for one of these API provider, whether it is models. So you're going to spend some money on this one for to work to client to work. I've already set the key. I'm going to hit done. I've already set the context. The server is up and running. If I just go back to the URL, it's up and running right over here, as you can see. I'm going to set the context, give the prompt, help me implement a feature that displays the number of sponsors. They should be able to do this. Also compare them with the graph. Pretty simple. Hit enter. And what's going to happen is it's going to start suggesting the changes. And it's going to also tell us how many tokens are used. So how many tokens are kind of transferred, how many of them are download, and how many of them are used. So if you used any of these LLMs, you gotta be using tokens. So that's what it's kind of telling us. So it's going to check the files. It wants to read the files, and it's making the calls. Let's see how far it can go. All right, if you look at over here, it started to make the changes in the sponsors file as well. I'm going to hit on save, and it's going to making the second API calls now. And if you look at over here, the tokens are already started to increase the usage terms, 15.4K tokens, and then cache tokens are already used. Obviously, I ran it a couple of times. All right, if you look at over here, it started to make the changes in the file itself, and I'm going to hit on save again. If you also look at over here, it also denotes how much money it has spent over here. All right, it has made the changes. Now it is making the final changes. Looks like it is making the final changes in the sponsors.html file as well. So far, we have spent $0.1752 and spend these many tokens as well. So if you haven't got any OpenAI or Claude or Anthropic subscription, you shall not be able to use clients. So that's one of the drawbacks. All right, it is now making the changes, as you can see on the sponsors.html file line by line. I'm gonna accept the changes. All right, if you look at over here, it has ran into an error and saying 429 requests too large. Let's go over here. Let's try to refresh. Not working. And if you say, can you retry? Let's see if it is able to resolve the error on its own. All right, looks like the same error again. So out of four, two of them completely failed. Qodo stood out to be best of all. I'll let you go ahead and try all of these on your system as well and let me know. So that was it. Four different AI code generation tools for Python. Same project, same framework, four different AI code generation tool, different results completely. One of them understood Python over I'm like a pro. One of them kept changing, figuring out, creating new files. One of them stood out for me, which is Qodo. Now, it's not all about just generating code. It's all about getting the right context, building clean UI, building faster prototypes so that the back and forth is reduced. In case you want to take a deeper look at top code generation tool for Python, there's a link in the description, which is kind of comparing 7 different tools. Let me know which one works out for you. Before wrapping up, don't forget to subscribe so that you keep getting these videos and keep you aware about what's working, what's not working. I specifically chose Python for this one. I wanted to be very niche. I didn't want it to be use a generalistic tool or use all languages without even giving enough context. So very specific video for Python developers. Let me know which one works best for you. Keep watching.